All right. Well, welcome everybody. It is, I don't even know, Thursday night, and we are so blessed and grateful to not only have each and every one of you here, but the genius, gorgeous soul, Miss Nikki Elsing, who is coming to bless us all here with a gift with Miss Joanne. So I don't know how many of you, most of you know Nikki, but those of you that are new, first of all, welcome to the family. We're going to keep this nice and tight for you tonight because we want to respect your time for sure. But what a gift that we have. So we have Nikki Elsing and Joanne Shear Parkin that are going to be coming to you all. And Nikki's going to address it here in just a minute. But I just want to give you a little bit of background so that you can understand the monumental geniusness behind their brains.
You can't
but
say
not
geniusness. That's
it
no
is.
genius. That's too much.
That's probably not even a word. But let me just tell you that they have a combined years of serving, blessing, being dietitian and nutritionist and beyond for over 75 years, you guys. So I just want to share that with you because I want you to have the bulletproof strength, conviction, belief, excitement, and just feeling of knowing that you and your people are going to be taken care of in this adventure that they're blessing us with. So I'm going to read the bio really quick, Nikki, super quick, and then I'll turn it over to you. But Joanne Shear Parkin is a leader, trendsetter, nutrition entrepreneur, diabetes educator, public health nutritionist, food and nutrition manager, wellness coach, and author. I'll describe this national leader in nutrition and dietetics. Joanne has numerous leadership positions in the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
And she is a founding member of the Dietitians in Integrative and Functional Medicine, the largest specialty practice group of the AND. In 2011, a cardiologist introduced Joanne to the nutrigenomic activation Protandim, NRF2. Impressed with the scientific validation and potential to help friends and family, Joanne joined Lifevantage as an independent distributor. Her success in Lifevantage led to early retirement and a business network that now boasts of 45,000 customers and distributors in 15 countries. Joanne thought maybe she'd try to earn a couple extra $1,000 to have some early retirement. She retired early and is way beyond that, you guys, and living her dream right now. So cool. Joanne and her husband, Jim Parkin, live in an active adult community in Arizona where they enjoy pickleball, dancing, and biking. They went and hiked the Grand Canyon. So now we've got the gorgeous Nikki Elsing we're going to brag about here. Nikki is a proud mom of 2 children, Liv, age 19, and Preston, age 117 is what Nikki said. But 17. She's a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and Lifevantage elite distributor who shares her life with her better half, Mitch. Nikki has been a Lifevantage distributor for over 11 years and absolutely loves the time flexibility. It's what it's all about with these kids, right, Nikki? And we cry about it all the time, and rewards from working with her team alongside this company. Previously, Nikki worked with a cardiovascular hospital as an outpatient dietitian and media. She used to be on the news all the time and TV here in Sioux Falls, spokesperson. Nikki worked with a variety of patients, evaluated their supplements, specialized in cardiovascular prevention and treatment, weight loss, diabetics management, and metabolic syndrome while doing extensive media marketing work, developing patient materials, and writing cookbooks for the hospital. Do you see what I'm getting at, people? So good. She says, by far, Lifevantage has been the most rewarding, and it extends her reach to get these amazing products in front of a nation full of people and beyond. So Nikki came to me and wanted to just bless you all with a program she's going to share with you called Let's Ditch the Inches. So Nikki, I'm going to turn it over, but I just want to thank you for taking the time, and thank you all that joined us tonight for doing this for us. Super, super excited.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle. You guys, hearing all of that just blows my mind. And Joanne has 50 of those years. She just celebrated this year. So super fun to be able to have her background as well. And we've worked almost 20 years together. And my favorite thing is just to sit and soak up all the things that she has, because truly she is just a magnificent resource and just somebody that's always been very positive and uplifting and just really motivating you to be able to be a better person. Whether that's in health, wellness, nutrition, business, just always looking for that growth. And so tonight we're going to talk about Ditch the Inches. We want to have a lot of fun. If you know Joanne and I'm kind of the one who's like, yeah, woohoo, whatever. And Joanne is all the big dreaming and research and all of this kind of person. You put us together, and I just think it's a really nice combination. But the other thing that means the most to me is that we're real. Like, we get that all this stuff is hard. All the things that we're going to talk about, whether it's lifestyle changes, trying to exercise more, trying to make the right food choices, trying to pack your pantry, we know it's not easy. And so we want to make sure that you guys understand that, and that we can really just have honest conversations about what we're going through. And you'll hear me say, oh my gosh, it's so hard for me. Or, you know, I have inches I don't like either, but as I'm getting older, they're just not as easily I can't get rid of them as easy, right? And if you're going through other health conditions and just other stuff going on. So really our focus, and I don't know if you guys saw that, the US News and World Report says again this year that the Mediterranean diet is the top diet, you guys, the best diet. And that's because Marisa said it the best today. She's like, that's because it's a lifestyle. And she's so right, because we really want to just focus on choosing less processed foods. And that's our big focus. If you have other, or your people that you're talking to are saying, you know what, I have this I'm following and this I'm following, that's okay. We don't care. Just have them come anyway. Because then they're able to apply a lot of the things that we're talking about into their own situation. And it's really just a nice way to be able to have a bunch of people working on the same project ourselves together and being able to utilize it. So one of the big things that I want to let you know is that it's 8 weeks. It's not costing them anything, of course. It's open to anybody in the group. We're going to be running all of the POSE group, the One Person Big Difference group, through Vitality Living. And so that is where you're going to add people into that group. We're going to run it in our Biohacking to a Better Life group as well. But for you guys, just know that your main page is going to be that. If you want to get into the other one, we don't care, but it's going to be the same thing. So we're just going to post it on both spots. And it's nice just to have one key location for your people to be able to hop into. And then we're going to, every week, we're going to have something that we focus on. We're not saying times exactly of when we're posting or meeting or getting on, because we found when we've done this before, it's just whenever it's convenient for people, right? So whenever they want to hop on, we're going to have a product of the week. So we're focusing on Lifevantage products. We're going to use some things from the social media calendar. So if you're not using some of that, maybe you'll see some of that you'll want to utilize and steal and take a picture and bring out somewhere else or whatever. But really what I want people to do is try to be able to focus on little tidbits of things that are stockpiling over the 8 weeks that we're going through. Initially, let me just show you this. Actually, this will be the easiest way for me to kind of go through. I have cheat sheets because I'm a cheat sheet kind of gal. And so you'll be able to, I'll make these accessible to you guys so that you're able to pull those up. So this is our distributor checklist for Ditch the Inches. So what's your role? What do you have to do? And I'm going to read all this, and I'll have a link to have it to give to you as well. Your role as the distributor is you're going to invite interested people to, and look at my first mistake. Gosh, not only, okay, second, 117 years old is not how old my son is. And this should say, instead of Biohacking to a Better Life, it should say Vitality Living. I'll change that. So you're going to invite participants to Vitality Living. And you want to make sure that they're able to see this first, right? Especially if they're new people in. This is for people that are in there, new people, whatever works, right? And then you want to send them the next paper that I'm going to show you in just a couple minutes. You're going to have people measure their waist circumference. I'll have a cheat sheet that I'll post about so that they know how to do it. And then you're not going to have them share that. If their waist circumference is 32 inches or 47 inches or whatever it is, I don't want them to tell us. I just want them to say done. So all that's confidential. They just keep all that to themselves. And then there's a link on the bottom to a shared Google sheet that you're going to go into, put their name, and write done for the initial measurement. And let me show you the Google sheet. Can you see that, you guys? Okay, so you're going to put their last name, their first name, who invited them, so that'd be you. Just say done, that their initial measurements were done. And then we're going to have them remeasure at 4 weeks and at 8 weeks. At 4 weeks, if they're down 3 1/4 inches, they're going to put down 3 1/4 inches. If they're up, they're going to just say that. They're not going to say, what their actual measurement is. And then this is just for you. Remember, this is not for your participants. So this is just a distributor working list. And then you're going to write down if they purchase product. And the reason why we want to know that is because the people that participate and measure their 4 weeks, their 8 weeks, and purchase the product are going to be put into a drawing at the end for prizes. Okay. So we don't care if we have 200 people that are eavesdropping on the group and never participate or do their waist measurement. That's okay, because some people aren't ready to do it, right? But they just won't be able to be eligible for the prizes at the end. So we wanted to make it so that we're encouraging people to purchase things, but not making it a requirement. And we're going to be a little heavy at the beginning on talking about the New Year, New You bundle, really trying to encourage them to purchase at least that as a minimum. And the sooner the better, obviously, right? Because we start Monday. So if you're talking to people and recruiting people for the program, making sure that they know that that's something that would be a great way to start and get their order in so they get it in their hands. Keep in mind, if people want to start this a little bit later, they can. That's just going to be kind of wonky for their inches and measurements, but we'll figure something out. I mean, I don't want to exclude anybody, right? And they can always go back and listen to the other stuff at the beginning and all that jazz. So just message me and we can figure that out, no problem. One of the things that I know that people sometimes aren't very interactive and have conversations about achievements and things that are going through the program. So if any of you can help with that, that would be great. Like even just commenting on the things that Joanne and I are posting into the group, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Even if it's hard stuff, write stuff down. Because I think it's just really important to have other people see that it's not always easy, and there may be things that other people are struggling with also. And then during the last week of the program, your job is to verify that they've purchased at least one of the products during the 8 weeks, and that they've documented that on the Google Sheet and put in the inches that they've measured. Okay. During the program, the things that we're going to talk about for products mainly are going to be Nerf 2, the ProBio and Prebio, the Fat Burn, Axio, the liquid collagen, and a little bit of the whey protein. So the bottom part is that link for that Google Sheet that I showed you. And so I'll get this definitely into somehow to you. I guess I haven't figured that out with Sean and Michelle yet, how we're going to make that happen, but we'll get that to you. Keep in mind, again, that that's only for distributors, and your job is to collect the information and put it into that group, and we'll take care of the rest. And once you click on the link, you'll put in the participant information and the page just saves automatically. Okay. And I have it so it's set up that anyone can access it. So my request to you is we're trying to just keep this to our group for the prizes and the inches and all of the documentation. So my request to you is if there are other people outside of the One Person Big Difference family that are asking for any of the information, just send them to me, because then I'll give them a different sheet that doesn't have our live link on it. Okay. Questions so far before I get into the participant shareable? Anybody?
Okay. Yes, please. If you have any questions, that means others do too. Please don't be shy.
Yeah. And you can
say something, Nikki, really quick before I forget. Yeah. I just put it in the chat, but we were on our elite call today, and it was a huge reminder to me. So I want it to be out to you. You guys are all smarter than me, so you probably know this. But the New Year, New You bundle, right? The fat burn and collagen here in the US is a special price for January. And that bundle, as far as I know, doesn't go into February. It's just for January. This is just my understanding right now. But if you get that bundle on subscription now, and if you stay on subscription February, March, April, May, that price will stay the same. You will be grandfathered in until you or yours go off. And it's like, I'm not sure of the exact amount.
19%, I thought they said.
Yeah, like $19, you guys. That's a huge savings. So just know that as you are sharing with people, and also as you are working through your own subscriptions.
And that's a really good place to start for people too. Thanks, Michelle. And when you think about That's our goal, is we don't want to tell people they have to purchase the product to participate, because I think that people are kind of expecting that. And so it's nice to be able to, I mean, you can look at it both ways, right? But we know if they do that with the research that we have and the information that we've seen, if you haven't heard Joanne's presentation on the fat burn and the collagen together and the things that people are seeing with body composition change, it's huge. And so, I mean, if we can get people to start this way, they're gonna be really happy as the month progresses, right? Okay, so then this is the shareable for the participants. So this is for you as a participant, but it's also for you to share with all of the people that you're going to recruit into the group or into the program. So accepting the invite to join into the Facebook group, again, I will switch this because I screwed that up again. So, and then make sure you have those notifications so that people are aware when new items are posted, because otherwise it gets lost, right? And then get excited, and we're going to try to be excited to be able to help people. And we feed off you guys. I don't know if you guys know, but the Thursday night business calls that we do, we speak to no one. And so it's just a blank screen and we're just talking. And that's really, really hard to be actually live and excited to be there. And so it's going to be hard for us if we don't have any feedback back. So even if it's just in the comments or wherever, we just love that stuff. So, and then that makes your people want to share too. So just basically number 2, meaning wherever they're at, we're accepting them. If they want to just do baby steps, if they want to go whole hard and make this happen, whatever works, we don't care. We talk a little bit about some of our experience, and then products that are encouraged for optimal results is what we put in here, so that people understand that with some of these things, they're going to receive some of these benefits. And so we talk a little bit about all of those different spots. My favorite one that I think that people forget about is the last one, clean hydration with motivation, because there's so many things we could be drinking and they're not always the best thing for us. And then having that motivation is a big deal too. I can tell you it was really hard to piece this together into 8 weeks to decide what we would talk about first, because we love so many of the products, but we wanted to have a specific thing as we went. So hopefully you guys will all like the way that we set up the how it progresses through. And then the participants need to let you know that they've measured their waist circumference by saying done. I put in there that it would be kept confidential, and then really wanting them to encourage other people in their life to join them, friends, champions, people that want the same goals. And then also talking about that referral link right there, right? And reminding them that they can make that happen. And then the program begins on Monday, January 9th. The midpoint for the second measurement is February 6th. And the end date is March 6th. And then I listed again the products that we're going to be doing. And then this is where I talk about the first step. Highly encouraged to, at a minimum, purchase the Your New You bundle. So I kind of did the heavy lifting of the conversation there in the participant handout so that it doesn't have to be left up to you. And then they're going to hear right away why that's really encouraged and why we really like that. And then I also put in there about, ask you, each of us, right, how they're able to get the best price and save on shipping, all that jazz. And then about how they're eligible for prizes, and then just wanting to have fun with it and make it so that it's an exciting type of thing. So that's it. We're really, really excited. So we have things like we're talking about meal prep. I'm going to do some interviews of Joanne. If you have some certain things you're looking for, let us know. I have a gal who's going to throw in some extra recipes. That's kind of fun. Everybody's going to have kind of their own opinion on what is the best way to eat. And Joanne and I aren't going to get into all the different types of fad diets and things. We are going to talk about intermittent fasting some and time restricted eating. But other than that, we're not dissecting all of the millions of diets that are out there. Our focus is on more of the lifestyle change and the one that we know the best, because we know that this is the most research for being able to help with protection. So inside and outside benefits, which is really what we're all about with the products too. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing and throw out to whoever. Yeah, eating real food, Michelle, absolutely. If anybody has any questions, or if I missed something or something did not make sense, let me know.
So you'll get us the sheets that you're talking about, and I will get those to you guys as well. And like she said, these will be in Vitality Living, so we'll be sure to get that organized. So many of you have a lot of people in there already, right? So start making lists of who do you all have in there, whether they're customers or not already. Like, this is just such a gift that they are coming to do this. And we'll just get it organized so that it's flowing in there regularly every week. And yeah, what questions do you guys have? And I know there's a lot of value people here. I'm looking at some of you on here and I'm like, oh yeah, that person will add a lot of value. That person will add a lot of value. That person will add a lot of value. So continue to, within that page while they're doing this, put your posts up too.
Yes.
Help
Yes.
people. Like, that is what's going to, like she said, the energy to keep people engaged. Don't just wait for just their posts and their videos and whatnot. Really feed into people, you guys. It's all value is what people want, and they're in the need of how to help their life.
Yes. And more conversation is always just so nice. And coming from a variety of people is really nice too. The only thing that I would caution is the very fad types of diets, or getting too far over into those types of things would be kind of difficult, because then it opens up a whole can of worms for everything. But but yeah, and just being like, hey, you know what, telling your story, or maybe you had a stellar thing with weight loss or inches lost or something with the collagen and the fat burn, or maybe, you know, you noticed that you had a hard time with when you started, or you did this or whatever. It doesn't matter, just having those nice conversations. But then truly, when you're talking to people about the program, just make sure they know that we're real people that struggle too. And I don't want anybody to think they can't join it because they're not doing a good job, or that they're worried that, oh my gosh, at 3 weeks, I'm going to not be able to do it anymore because I do that every time, every year. I do the same thing and I do it for 3 weeks and then I suck. I don't care. I just want you to show up if you suck, right? Because that's the most important thing. And so making sure, if that makes sense, I hope that you're just being able to tell them, you know what, dude, they're real too. Like, they struggle and they eat stuff that they shouldn't, and they, you know, do the best that they can. And it's all about coming back to center and making that choice. So if that makes sense a little bit with those things. It'll just be on Vitality Living. So all of the information will just be on there. That's just the easiest way for us to get it in front of as many of your people and your customers that you have right now. And yes, real food for sure. We were debating on keeping the whey protein in, because I don't think people are as hip on that kind of stuff anymore with the protein shakes and stuff, and neither am I as much, but we left it in there to see what we could talk a little bit about it, because some people like that. So we didn't want to just exclude some of it.
Questions.
Sean Poe has a really big question, I can tell. I mean, he just looks like he's got a question. Doesn't he, guys? He just looks like he has a question. And now it's not how old I am, that how can I be so young looking and have 70 years of experience in the...
I have a question, Nikki, because I started this in the beginning. If you're not like on a losing weight thing,
it's fine.
How can you participate?
You can participate to whatever degree, because it's really just basically healthy lifestyle. And really focusing on just trying to eat more natural foods, and learning how to cook fish, and how to use olive oil, and how to incorporate more vegetables into your diet, and how to be able to receive the benefit. Even if you don't have to lose weight, there's still benefit of some intermittent fasting and time restricted eating. And, and some people stay very, very thin and eat a whole lot of stuff that's not good for them. And so being able to realize it's not just the shape and size of people, it's a lot of other things that are taken into account for overall health instead of just shape and size. So definitely no worries there. We're not like skinny fat, Michelle. We're not counting calories. We're not doing all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure, everybody's looking to, if they're at a perfect weight that they love and they're happy with their inches, well, then a goal is to maintain it, right? And so being able to maintain those inches is also beneficial. And it's not that people are being rewarded for the most inches lost. It's basically for the people that are going through the trenches and doing the work of listening to the information, documenting the inches, saying they've done it, and then purchase the product, then they're eligible for prizes. So it's just kind of looking at things maybe a little bit differently, because sometimes there's just reasons why they don't lose the inches, or they don't have inches to lose, but they still want to participate in a healthy lifestyle program. So we wanted to make sure it was all inclusive in that regard. Nope.
And I just go ahead,
not for just new customers, for anybody. Everybody you have, every single customer you've had from God knows when, it doesn't matter. Anybody's able to get in here and do whatever they want. Even people that have been ordering for 10 years, who cares? And they don't even have to purchase anything, because a lot of them will eavesdrop, and maybe halfway through they'll be like, hey, I want to buy that stuff they were talking about 4 weeks ago. And that's perfect, because that's what we're hoping for, is that people are, attracted to what we're offering and realize how much it fits. And we're just going to keep building on those things.
That's one of the things that I love so much, is that it can be prospects, it can be customers, it can be, distributors, it can be anything. And people are just going to be there learning, getting more value, building more belief in themselves, seeing other people win, also the struggles of they're human too, talking about those different things. But I also just think so much through this of education of products, you guys. Like, they're going to be talking in depth about all these other products. And when we can have an opportunity anytime to educate ourselves and any of our people, no matter if they're in the business or customers or anybody, that's our mission, right? It's just helping people. And so when they can be fed what these products are doing and do, it's such a gift. And what happens from that is they're probably going to get more of the products if they don't have it. But the biggest thing is they'll probably stay on the products, or stay on them longer. Like, the retention is so important. So right. I'm so grateful for that.
Well, and that's just good customer service, right? Like, totally. We're just offering more things to people that are currently in our businesses and giving them another way to feel value from Lifevantage and from the organizations that you built and from you. And then also keep in mind that if there's got to be how many thousands of people that are not in Vitality Living, get them there. Like, let's max out that page. Let's get as many people as we can. I mean, look at Dan. He's going into his refrigerator. We could see everything he had in his refrigerator just for a hot second there. I don't know if he heard me, because he heard me. He's got a big
on his face. Dan hears everything.
But that's the thing is, think of you want to think of people that are in Vitality Living and people that are not in it, and you pitch the program to them, and then you say, all right, I'll add you to the Facebook page, and poof, now they're in, and then they're lurking and seeing and snooping and all the other things that are in Vitality Living, and you might get a whole god new customers. And so don't set your limits. Just definitely, I know it's not a ton of time to get this done. That's why I'm flexible on the initial, because nobody's perfect on getting this all figured out. And it sneaks up on you January 1st. I'm sure January 1st snuck up on you guys too, but it's kind of nice because it's how you, I don't even know what that means. SDLK, SDHR, Sean Poe. Is that code? Is that Morse code? I don't understand. Oh, it's Morse. Okay. But this is kind of nice because you can plug it as going into spring, right? Because everybody's like, oh my gosh, January 1st, January 1st, January 1st. Well, now they've had a time to be able to go, oh my gosh, January 1st. And now they can go, oh, I made it, but I need something, like I didn't find what I was looking for. Well, hey, we've got this, and this might be perfect. And then it goes into March. So then it's going into their spring too. So it's all about how you wrap it up and put your big old bow on it and make it sound like it's going to be a good time. So awesome. Well, it is Nikki, a half an hour. Yes, dear.
What about, or Michelle, I don't know her name, but there was a girl recently, and a lot of people used it in social media, who lost some weight, quite a significant amount of weight on some of the products. What about having her kind of launch her story for that first day to just say, look, this stuff works, and this is what's worked for me, so that people can kind of get a real, wow, I'm going to be like that. I want that to happen for me.
Yeah, you guys do whatever you feel you want to do in there. I am just kind of coming in and kind of putting in the information, and then how you guys add in. And you know what? we're going to be putting information in on Mondays. And so it's nice to have other stuff on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And so if you guys do whatever you want to be able to go, hey, how's this kind of going along? And I'm sure we'll throw some different things as the week goes on as well. But that'd be great, throwing in whatever you think, as long as you feel like it was a good thing. I mean, if it's 40 pounds she lost in a week and a half, or you know what I mean, like we have to be reasonable there too, so people don't have weird expectations. But yeah, I mean, gosh, you know, and that's the thing with all the stories that we have in there, or somebody just commenting on one from a long time ago, and then it's going to pop up to the front that all these people are going to see. And so if you see something that you're like, hey, people that are looking at a new weight loss program or a weight management or healthy lifestyle program, they would love to know about inflammation, wouldn't they? And you have a killer story from 2016 on inflammation, you know exactly what it is, then comment on it so it gets pushed up to the front of the page, and then they're going to say, oh my gosh, I have inflammation. Well, and oh, Nikki and Joanna are just talking about inflammation this week. Man, I need to really get on this nerve too. Or, you know, it just all pieces together, which is why it's nice when all of us take advantage of the opportunity and work together to be able to make these people see how amazing Lifevantage is. And we also want to just make sure that they feel welcome and at home, and it's a safe place. Like Michelle was saying about making mistakes, right? They can feel good about it. If stuff's hard, they can go, oh my gosh, Marisa, I don't know how to make this fish that Nikki wants me to make. This is ridiculous. And they ask you questions, and then you go, oh my gosh, I have no idea. Like, I don't know. I never make fish. Let's try it together and see what happens. You know, just being real and having these nice conversations.
Amazing. The last thing with that is I would just say, like I say all the time, Vitality Living is your page, you guys. It's not my page. It's not one person page. It's, you know, meaning just a few of us or the leader or whatever. It's your page. So take full advantage of adding value all the time. Marisa, you know of a story that you want to put in there, you know, reach out to that person and interview her and throw her in there and let everybody know. If you guys have different people or yourself, take ownership of that page and your business and know that that page is yours. Dan, I'm looking at you. You add value all the time. You're always so live on your page. Your energy is so amazing. I mean, it's just so many incredible things. So please make it your year to use that page and to really beef it up with just high energy, validation, and just value.
And I think even people taking pictures of, I know that this happens a lot in traditional social media, of pictures of what they're eating, but truly, if there's something that you're doing that you don't usually do before, take a picture of it and send it, put it on there and go, oh my gosh, I'm trying the oven roasted veggies. These are so good. I'm never putting in sweet potatoes again, or whatever. Or maybe it's the favorite part of it. Just be real. And that's so much fun. And I just think and it makes your days fun too, when we can all just kind of have these nice little opportunities to educate and have a good time getting hungry again, right? Awesome, you guys. Well, I'm really looking forward to it.
Nikki, yeah, again, that we wanted to keep this short and sweet for you guys and respect everybody's time, but keep reaching out with any questions that you have. Nikki will get me everything that we need, and we'll do our best to get it organized in there. Tanya had asked for Nikki and Joanne's bio, so I'll get that sent out through Telegram and Facebook. Powerful bios, right, that you can send to your people. And then just a loving reminder to the post in Vitality Living that I did today, you guys, about customers. If they spend $200, they get $10. If they spend $400, they get $20. So there's that as well on top of all this. If people are going to be purchasing anything else, make sure you go in there and tag all your people. And then also $10 off Dragon Fruit Axio this month for anybody that was on subscription last month. So a lot of value being added and goodies for our current customers. So let's pour the customer service on and just continue it. But Nikki, I'm so excited and so grateful that you and Joanne are doing this again. So every Monday they'll be doing stuff, and it's our job just to get people in there and tag, have fun, pour the energy, and then do extra stuff in between.
And then one last thing I was just going to mention, I said it before, but I just want to remind people, remember that live link for the Google Sheet is for us. And so if there's anybody outside of the One Person Big Difference family requesting it, remember, just send them to me and I'll get them one without that Google Sheet. Okay. Perfect. All right. Sounds good. I'm excited, you guys. This'll be
Thank you.
fun.
Make sure you guys stay in Telegram for updates because Nikki's going to get me stuff. And so we'll just kind of let you guys know as we learn it, when and where and all that jazz. Okay. Love you all. Happy Thursday evening. Thank you again, Nikki and Joanne, and peace and love.
Absolutely.
All right. Good
Night,
night.
guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Woo.
Oi, look at that. That fire. It looks pretty warm, Sean Poe. Be careful. Ooh, there I am.